All right, good Friday evening, Mid-Michigan. Chief Meteorologist Chris Easlick with your weekend weather preview. Our weekend weather preview is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. They are a new sponsor going back into last week for our weekly and nightly weather chats, and so appreciate them for doing that. But time to talk about your weekend. Made it through the morning commute, it seems like, with minimal issues, at least on the surface. I'm sure there were icy roads somewhere, but we didn't have a huge amount of school closings. We talked last night on the stream that wind could be a factor. If we had enough time to also get some treatments down on the roads, we could be in a much better position with that flash freeze scenario, and it seems like that's how it worked out, and we'll never find me complaining about that. So it's time to look towards the weekend, and we have a bit of a split when it comes to your weekend. Looks like we've got what appears to be a chance for snow with potentially a few rain showers mixing in on Saturday, and then a drier Sunday, but also a much cooler day on Sunday. And the big question I got pretty much all afternoon is, when is the wind going to die down? Well, tonight it seems like it's working its way in that direction, but I wouldn't expect it to last too long. I think you're going to see some winds pick back up to about 10 to 20 miles per hour tomorrow. Those will be your sustained winds. Your gusts will be closer to 30. And then there's really not much improvement as we head towards Sunday, maybe a slight downturn in the winds, but still about 25 miles per hour or so. And of course, on Sunday, that 25 mile per hour wind has a bigger effect when it comes to the potential of a much greater wind chill going into Sunday. So here is a look at the sky tracker for tonight. Any lake effect snow that kind of lingered through the early parts of the evening is really fading away at this point. There's not much left of it. We've got high pressure nosing its way into the region, and so that is not going to allow these snow showers to stick around for much longer. If you're seeing anything in some of our northwesterly areas or anywhere else, it is likely just in the form of flurries or very light snow, so I wouldn't anticipate anything too significant when it comes to accumulation from this point forward. As we head into Saturday, I do think we'll have a chance at some snow showers. Those snow showers will probably hold off at least for the first part of the day. I think we'll get a chance for a dry morning. Your winds will actually flip to more of a southwesterly direction overnight. And so we will get a chance for some of that wind to warm us up overnight. I think we briefly drop to the teens tonight, and then we'll start making progress as we get closer to the daybreak period tomorrow. And so we'll probably only bottom out very briefly tonight before rising into Saturday morning. So I think by the time many of us are up for Saturday, we're probably already in the 20s by that point. Many of us will be at least in the mid-20s and perhaps even the upper half of the 20s if you rise a little bit later than that. So Saturday starts off pretty quiet. I think as we get closer to lunchtime on Saturday, you'll start to see a little bit of that snow move in. That snow not really expected to be terribly heavy tomorrow. It is going to move through pretty much from early afternoon right through the early parts of the evening. And once it's gone, we don't really have anything to worry about the rest of the night. It will likely get cool, and it will likely get much cooler than what we are on Saturday. But it doesn't look like you're going to have major issues for your Saturday night plans. I think you'll see a cool down to the teens and 20s early Saturday evening, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything that we haven't gotten used to today. So just know that if you're out late Saturday night, you're probably going to have an increasingly low wind chill to deal with, but nothing that we've not seen over the last couple of weeks. There may be a little lake effect snow as winds try to change to more of a west-northwesterly direction, but I don't think that's widespread. So I don't really think it's widespread enough to include in the forecast on Sunday. Is it impossible that we get maybe a flurry or a light snow shower or something like that that clips the thumb or the northern tip of the thumb? Don't necessarily think so, but I wouldn't expect anything to really add up unless there's a pretty big change between now and then. So I think your Sunday is relatively quiet. I think you'll have mostly cloudy skies a good chunk of the day, but also think there will be some breaks of sunshine in between. So Sunday, a pretty typical December day as well, a little bit below average. Average is closer to about the low 30s at this point. So we're doing a little bit lower than that on Sunday, but I wouldn't say anything out of the ordinary for mid to late December now. as we get ready to move into the last third of the month here very soon, which is very hard to believe as we go into this weekend. And you also have the significance of the winter solstice on Sunday, where we've got the shortest day of the year, and then anything from that point forward, we get more daylight. So we'll be charging in a different direction as we head towards summer. Kristen, good to see you. Andrew, hello from Bad Axe, or as I believe it was the great Chuck Waters said, naughty hatchet. That's what he used to call that. Caleb, one of our loyal live stream watchers. Snow predictor shows not much accumulation, ½ inch or less for most of the area with Saturday snow. We're also going to be above freezing much of the time while it falls, so that doesn't really work well with accumulation. Could pick up a little bit here and there, but probably nothing that you'll consider all that noteworthy. The wind, here's just kind of a snapshot of that. Midnight tonight, gusts between about 10 and 20. Fast forwarding to Saturday morning, about 25 to 35 miles per hour, and then we're pretty consistently about 25 to 30 much of the day. We even get a little bit stronger going into Saturday night and also Sunday. It looks like briefly we uptick to maybe about 30 to 40 in this model right here, but not quite as long as we were today. And then Sunday, there's those gusts between about 20 and 30, a little bit less than Saturday. And then lastly, before I close out the stream, unless anyone has anything you're looking for beyond the extended forecast here, we've got some wind chills that we expect to be in about the 20s tomorrow, but we cooled back down to around 0 or a little bit below going into Sunday morning. So Sunday morning service, Sunday morning errands, if you're like me and the grocery shopping is done on Sunday, you might be running into some wind chills that are near and below 0 for that. And lastly, we do have our temperature trend here for the next 10 days, and we're not far from 50 on Christmas Day. That's the way it looks right now. So one of the warmer Christmas days that we've had in a while, but it's also not the warmest that we've had, I would say, within the last 5 years. We were in the 50s back in 2023. So this will, of course, be behind that, but certainly not a normal Christmas. One that seems like it's been increasingly common, I would say, over the last decade or so. But it's not the worst we've had with warmth, certainly not the coldest either. We'll also have a chance for a few rain showers going into next week, Thursday and Friday. I think some of those could be as early as Wednesday night. But the bottom line here is our white Christmas chances are fading away very quickly over the last couple of weeks. Was optimistic with the way the month started, but now not so much. So we get that brief cool down on Sunday, and we're pretty much going up from there as we head towards the middle and end of next week. So yeah, I'll let this go for just a moment. I'll pull up the 7-day so you can see what goes along with some of those warmer temperatures. But if nobody has any questions tonight, Sheila, good to see you. Sherry, thank you. Hope you have a wonderful weekend as well. I will be off also next week, so the live streams will be with either Diane or Stone, but they will have any updates that are necessary for you as well. A little bit of snow coming in on Monday night, could be joined by a little bit of rain too. Not looking at a big freezing rain event or anything like that, but it looks like we may get a little rain as we kind of warm up into Tuesday. Maybe a little sleet mixing in there on Monday. I think sleet would be more likely than freezing rain at this point. But don't be surprised if there's a little mix going on Monday night. Then a little break Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we see some showers potentially move through on Thursday and Friday. So that is where things stand. Again, glad we got through this morning with minimal issue, it seems. Most schools were in session. Thanks to the wind drying things out. It was even starting to dry out on my way home last night. That, combined with road treatments, everything seemed like it worked out pretty well. All All right, not seeing anything pop up, so hopefully everyone has a great holiday. I will see you after Christmas. In the meantime, hope it's a great week. Hope it's a great weekend. If you're traveling, please be safe. Of course, if any bad weather happens, we'll let you know about it. But it doesn't seem like we'll be looking at much of that here in the near term. So that's always good. But stay tuned for updates. Tomorrow's snow, not a big deal. Doesn't seem like Monday night snow is a big deal either. All right, Sheila has one really quickly. Is driving to Standish on Sunday going to be bad? That's where I work. I don't think so. It'll be cold, but I don't see any major road issues at this time, Sheila. So, all right, thank you all for joining the live stream as usual. I will see you after Christmas, but feel free to join in on Stone or Diane's live streams next week. Be roughly the same time, about 9 o'clock each night. We'll see you then, and have a wonderful weekend.